Have you ever wondered why there are people choosing the dark side? Okay? And choosing the dark side can happen in different ways, but it's still choosing the dark side, choosing darkness. Why are people choosing the evil side? You see, knowingly it's evil. Knowingly that they will have to participate in things they can't live, that they can't live with themselves by the things they're participating in. Why are the elites of the world practicing human sacrifice, child molestation, and all kinds of sex rituals involving children and captives? Why are the leaders of the world doing this? And strange enough, why do all those people who practice such sick stuff, why do they know the Bible so well? Ever thought about it? A lot of psychopathic and strange and spiritually disturbed people, they know the Bible very well, much better than most Christians. You see? Hitler knew the Bible, Muslim knew the Bible, all those people knew the Bible. You see? And so why is this happening? Well, think about these people. God, the Most High, is God. He's the Lord of heaven and earth. Lord of earth means he's the owner of the earth, which means that he owns all the resources on earth, all the rivers, or all the lakes, all water supplies, all vegetation, so all forests, all land, or let me say all rural land, all farms, all the food, even the sky, the clouds, everything of earth belongs to the Most High. That means that everyone that's born on earth, it's born under the rulership of the Most High God. That means that the only reason we exist is to serve the purpose of God. Okay? And this implies that everyone on earth is included in the plan of God. Nobody's excluded. So that also means that we, as humans, have no right to exclude someone else. There's no good reason for it. We have no reason to exclude someone else, because to exclude someone else would mean that we take the throne of God. See? Because when we decide that we want to do things our way, that also implies that we are the ones we are playing God, means that we are also going to try to control others, because we don't have any control. We can only fake control. So now we have to manipulate others to comply with us so that we can have the feeling as if we are in control. That's the illusion of power that a lot of people are addicted to. You see? Now think about it. If you want to use, let's say you have a man and he wants to use women as sex toys for himself. He's sick and out of his mind, but he just wants to do whatever he wants to do. If those women are aware of the Most High, then they would never agree with anyone using them as a sex slave. You see? Then they would say, no, we're living on earth, the Most High has made me, I'm valuable, and you ought to treat me in accordance with the will of God. Then the whole idea of sex slavery ends. But what if a group of people manage to manipulate a population so that the knowledge of God is suppressed? Either by acknowledging that there is no God, this is not successful because human beings are spirit beings, so we always look for spirituality. So let's say that this group of people are sick people who know about the Most High, they know about angels, know about the spiritual, and they've chosen to get into an agreement with fallen angels. And they are now deceiving the population spiritually by presenting these false gods towards them and saying them and manipulating the people into worshipping these gods. Now, because the population is deceived, they will agree with treatment, and they will also support evil behavior that they would have never supported if they knew the truth. If they knew what they are getting involved with. Now think about this. All human beings have an alarm system in their soul. We call it the conscience. Now, I don't have any other word to call it, so I call it the conscience, but it's really an alarm system that when evil happens, it goes off. However, due to our upbringing, this alarm system becomes deformed. Okay? So, we tend to agree with stuff that we should never agree with. And because there is a kind of benefit, perceived benefit for us in it, we agree with it. You see, evil, pure destruction is never attractive. But if evil is masqueraded as something pleasurable, we tend to accept it. You see, sexual slavery is something wrong. It's exploiting other people. But the people being exploited do feel intense sexual pleasure. So because they feel the intense sexual pleasure and the emotional relief that comes from it, they don't tend to see it as sexual slavery, and they don't tend to see it as wrong. But it's still wrong because the consequences are dramatic. But at the moment itself, they will think it's something good. It's freedom, but it's not. You see? And why am I telling this? Because all people who choose the dark side, they do it because they don't want God. Haven't you ever wondered why people who call themselves atheists are so at war with the Bible? Why they want to get rid of every mentioning of the Bible? They aren't so against Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, but against the Bible they fight with a passion. Why? They know so much about the Bible. Now, think about it. If you claim that the Bible is just a book with fairy tales, then why do you get so offended when people that believe that book have an influence? You see, the Western civilization is largely influenced by Greek mythology, but yet those people will not go against Greek mythology. They only go against the Bible, against the person of Jesus Christ. Why? Simply, they've read the book, they've understand the book far better than most people, and they see the implications that they cannot play God. And they don't want to agree with all the implications. That's why they have chosen against it. Even people who don't have much understanding of the Bible do understand that Jesus Christ and the gospel are a threat to their selfishness. See, sinners want to have everything on their terms all the time. And that's where you have all those fights and hatred and murder come from, because often people tend to want the same objects, but those objects that they desire are limited in existence, so now they have to fight about who has a right upon the object. This can be women, this can be land, this can be water supply, it can be anything. Or it can also be immaterial things as honor, prestige, recognition, love, attention. Sinners, because they don't trust God, they focus upon finite resources, and they begin to fight for finite resources because the possession, and not say ownership because they don't own anything, but the possession of many resources will indicate that they have an advantage upon others, to force others to comply with them. And that's what all sinners are looking for. That's what religion is all about, and that's the reason why politics exists. You see? But when you come to the Bible, you realize, hold on a minute, it's all wrong because only God is God. We're not. We are all equal in worth. So the whole pyramid structure and all the complexities that humans imagine in their falsehood, they all are shattered when the light of the truth shines upon it. You see? Because seriously, you cannot always have things your way. By life experience we know this. And by all, we can't have everything our way because we are not God. Because often we only think about what we want the way we want it, without any regard for someone else. And often we tend to exclude others who don't conform to our desires and our expectations. And God calls this evil. Those other human beings have the same right as you to live and to be loved and to have attention. But we, sinners, don't like to do that. I'm saying we because all humans are born in sin in a fallen state. We tend to want to play God. So we want things our way all the time. And that's why we are fighting against the truth through knowledge of Jesus Christ. Now think about it, people. The world is in a fallen state, right? We see it all around us. On the news, on social media, we see it everywhere. We've all been victimized, and we also victimize others. We're all in a fallen state. There are problems and difficulties. There's the disease, sickness, death, strife, murder, crime, prisons. Go on the street, for example, and ask someone if they want to be saved. Some people are so deceived into thinking that they are alright that they will think you're crazy. But seriously, if people are aware of the fallen state of mankind, ask if they want to be saved. And they would say yes. You see, ask if people want to have pure sexual enjoyment with no curses attached to it. They would say yes. Ask if people want to have safety. They would say yes. Ask if people want security. They will say yes. Ask if people want freedom. They would say yes. They want to say yes to all the benefits that exist. True. Now here comes the catch. Now tell them, trust upon the Lord Jesus Christ, the Son of God. He's the only way to the Father. He's the way, the truth, and the life. Trust upon Him. Receive His relationship with the Father and participate in the grace of God. See, that's what the gospel teaches. Now, if you tell people that, now they begin to walk away, they become offended. But let's say you tell the same people later on, you want to be saved, you want to be delivered, they say yes, and you tell them, well, there's a method of how you can do it, how you can achieve it. There are some principles, you have to follow certain laws. If you obey the law and you perfect yourself in it, it will be alright. Now let's say those same people will say, yes, I'll think about it. Why? Because laws and principles are based upon self-interest and self-preservation. The grace of God implies a surrender, a giving up. You see? And folks want to give up. That's how people become reprobated. You see? There are very few people that choose that choose hell because they want to do evil. They want to be evil. They want to be out of their mind. You won't find very quickly people saying that they enjoy molesting children, that's why they choose hell. No. You won't find people who are purely sensated by doing harm. You won't find such people very quickly. But you will find a lot of people who want all the good, but they want to be the one defining what's good, and they are the ones wanting to define the conditions. And because they want to have things their way, they're willingly to accept certain degrees of harm as a sacrifice for them to get what they want. You see? So don't let anyone fool you into thinking that people are choosing the dark side unknowingly. It's baloney. Folks persist in evil because they do not want to give up their ego, that false self, the They don't want to give up the lie. You see? Okay? So, what should you do then with such people who choose the dark side? Let them choose the dark side. You see? Because think about it. They do not want God because they don't want to acknowledge and love God. They don't want to trust God. Even though there is no reason at all to distrust the Most High, because He doesn't need us. He is self-existent, so there is no need whatsoever in Him to lie nor to deceive people. So why wouldn't you trust the Most High? It's because they know that they are wicked. They know that they are out of their mind, that they want certain things that are not right. And they don't want to give up those things that are not right. They know that with the Most High knows everything, so He is the one that should decide what's good and evil. You see? He's the one that should decide what should happen, because He's the only one that's capable of ruling the universe. But they don't want to submit to God's rulership. They want to become their own God. So that it's all about them. That's why they don't want to have any responsibility. They don't want any responsibility. That's why they always look for something to blame God for. Whether it's evil in the world or whether it's the unanswered prayer, they always are looking for something to accuse God at and accuse the followers of Christ, so that they will have an excuse for not taking responsibility. Okay? Well, on my YouTube channel I have around 1040 videos. It's youtube.com/lray2013. I'm going to spell it ELREY 2013. youtube.com/lray2013. I have a lot of videos on there. Some videos are quite shocking, I know, but I didn't make that YouTube channel to please others. So I'm not obliged to entertain people. Just check out my YouTube channel when I've talked about more such stuff over there. So look, can you be influenced by the bad choices of others? Yes. But you can never say, I've chosen the evil side because of others. No, you've chosen the evil side because you don't want God. That's it. Well, that's it for this audio clip, folks. Choose the Lord Jesus Christ. He's the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father but by Him. And may His grace be with you.